Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the YouTube account, and just like we've done with all of the heroes, we went right out of the gate and we built Selene up, and unfortunately not seeing an incredible amount of utility. So I want to break down exactly kind of how she's being used, where to build her, and of course it still is super early for this hero. We know she is the latest release, and we have to see exactly if and when she is going to be used. So if you're like me and you just build them out really early, you're seeing that not a lot of effectiveness, not even a lot of build. That is the reason why I went to a plus 30 engraving, stopped right there, plus 30 signature item, again, stopped right there. So let's go ahead and hop over and break this down and show you exactly what this hero is doing. So this is a breakdown from Rakude, Sick My Duck, and Arkman, always doing the most impressive guides that we see. Now she is intelligence based, she is a mage, she is burst damage, which honestly, we're not really seeing the damage out of her right now, which again can be a little bit disappointing. So the abilities, the ultimate has the 4 moon phases, which essentially a lot of people are saying not going to make a big difference really in the Nightmare Corridor because she doesn't have the ability to go through all 4 phases, which of course most of the phases in here, heal allies, debuff, cleansing, even granting a shield, which could be there. And of course the full moon is the massive AoE, which of course could make a difference. Again, Nightmare Corridor probably not going to be able to go ahead and do that damage out of there. Now, whenever we change the phase, it does summon fallen comets that stun enemies, which again, if you're in a game mode that doesn't offer crowd control, not really going to make a big difference, unfortunately. And of course, if you are using her for PvP, the crowd control in here with Insight can make a really big difference. Now, looking just a quick look at her skills and abilities, whenever she changes phases, increasing the allies' attack, defense, and vitality, which again really makes me think that she is going to be a lot more in a support role than that primary damage dealer. She's strong because she does buff all allies, which is huge, meaning you can dual carry teams or stat buffers, Ivan, Misha, Lavatomb. And a lot of players are also saying that Misha is going to be the one and the ideal one that you want to run her with. Now, of course, looking at the carry potential right here, you summons a ring that increases in size, of course, with the falling comets. Again, taking more damage in here, we have to see exactly where and if she becomes a carry. Now, down here, the signature item adds a new passive effect to the moon phase. New moons will now heal all allies, and buffing that cleansing of the debuffs in there is going to apply to everyone, which is good. S20 increases the attack rating, which again is good when in the gibbous phase. Hopefully we can kind of cycle through that fast enough. SI30 increases the damage. So again, if she's going to be a carry, SI40 allows the first full moon phase to not reset new moon, which again, the ultimate 2 big nukes and health loss. But again, we have to see where the damage comes in. Looking at the Moonlight Guide and looking at the furniture, reduces the number of required activate skill rotations for the moon phase from 6 to 2, which is massive since the buffs within the transition phase are much faster. Stacking attack and defense, which again, seems like she's going to be a lot more of a carry hero that we've traditionally seen. Now the F9 or the 9 of 9 furniture allows her to go into the next phase as she triggers it fasting. If the full moon isn't active in there, transition much faster through here. And then she has potential synergy in here with Land, Lavatomb. And then of course, Misha out of here truly needs more energy buffers going through the rotation, or even possibly haste to go through quicker. Now looking at the minimum investment, just like we've seen before, plus 20 signature item, no furniture, and the E30 is the minimum. Recommended is the plus 30, the 3 of 9 furniture, and an E60 engraving, meaning this hero does require a little bit higher engraving. Unfortunately, at this point, I do not have the E60 to actually offer her. And then, of course, the ideal or the full build, the whale build, takes her to a 40960, which is a really big build. Now, you notice in here, we have a couple different collections, and based on, again, where she is being built, we have a level 3 Zephyro collection, which is based on attack, of course, amplifying the attack she has in here. We have the support rate here, which of course is going to be the full attack. So she's kind of playing a back row hero right here, having the support, buffing up the attack. And then of course the other is the insight we talked about, which is going to be the crowd control. Might be in the Nightmare Corridor, might be a few other PvP places. And you'll notice both of these do require a level 3. But honestly, with the collections, and again, thinking of the newer collections that we have, they are being run in a lot of different places. So where exactly can she be used? Nightmare Corridor, used briefly, and unfortunately, there were better replacements for her. We even seen in some of Manuel's guides that she was in a team kind of here and there doesn't currently have any best in slot within the Nightmare Corridor. And again, my thought was the Nightmare Corridor right there. The kit seems too slow, and that was kind of the impression that I got. Now, Cursed Realm, she went through the one rotation. That is a reason why very, very early prevented the ultimate abilities, meaning that we couldn't go through the moon cycles. Dune Destroyer, a lot of players were thinking the shield would be there, which of course other options were there, slightly lower. But honestly, if you don't have to invest in the hero right now, I probably wouldn't. We also have to see exactly where and if this hero is being used, and to what extent is this hero being used within the Curse Realm. And then the Treasure Scramble, of course, could have some potential in there because of the crowd control running along Misha in the Treasure Scramble, disabling normal attacks and ults. Therefore, it could make it a little bit different with the erosion damage. And she's working alongside the Awakened version of Lucius in PvP. So again, looking at this hero, is she really a build? There is a possibility for her, but I'm interested to see exactly what's going to come down the pipeline when it comes to building out and having our next Awakened heroes that are coming. And again, the rumor that we're seeing, or what we've actually kind of caught wind of, was the new Awakened hero could be the Awakened version of Lorzen. So it's going to be very interesting to see if that actually comes true. If Lorzen is the next one that we're going to see in the Awakened variant, and what is it going to look like, guys? Are they going to keep this hero a mage? Are we going to see kind of the mage support that we've seen? Because if you remember, the last one that we just picked up, which again, interesting, which is the Awakened version of Skrath. This is another one that they did go mage, so I don't know. And if they did something with Lorzen as a support hero, I feel like that would be very, very epic if they went in there and they actually did that as a support hero. Could be a game changer. Now, continuous damage, again, looking at a lot of these like burst damage, continuous damage, even looking here with Selene being the, I believe, continuous damage, or no, burst damage in here. Doesn't seem like we're seeing that a lot in a lot of game modes. We're not seeing a crazy amount of effectiveness in there. But even looking at Skarath, being built up a little bit further, because remember, when it comes to the Awakened heroes, the 30960 is kind of mandatory in here, just for the simple fact, even here without the furniture, is we are missing a chunk of the abilities. So increasing the magical pierce and crit damage amplification based on the Dune charge. So again, getting to the 9 of 9 on the Awakened heroes is going to be important. And that is the reason why I'm kind of saving up some of the resources. I've been getting these elemental cores. Now, remember, we need 4,500 to actually build up a hero, meaning that if we need 45, we need 9,000 to build up 2 heroes. Right now, I have enough to go to an E60 on Selene, but I'm waiting to see exactly what that does look like if the hero has more utility. And also, if the next hero is an Awakened hero like we've seen with Lorzen. If they do Lorzen, if Lorzen comes out to be a support hero, I'm absolutely going to want to save and have these elemental cores. And of course, in the interim, we know there's a new hero coming tomorrow, which is going to be our Draconic hero, which means you're going to need a lot of scrolls within the Dragon Isle. You're also going to need a lot of diamonds if you're looking to build them up. And honestly, I'm a little disappointed because these are the only 2 we do not have at 5 stars, meaning that if we're putting another hero in here, chances are we're going to see a lot of overlap in here. But I am going to do some summons tomorrow because we're already sitting at 249 scrolls and we have a lot of diamonds in here. So definitely want to hop in here and do some summons. So guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Selene. And as always, thank you guys for watching.